welcome to CNBC TV 18 and Salesforce present Bharat Trailblazers, which is a series where we've been showcasing companies from across sectors that have adopted technology to stay agile and future ready and ahead of the game and have been game changers or trailblazers in their own way. Today we're going to be focusing on the healthcare sector, and I am going to be in conversation with Vineesh Ghei, who is the Chief Sales Officer at Healthcare Global Enterprises, which is one of India's top providers of cancer care with a presence across 24 centers in India. Vineesh, thank you very much for joining us here on this episode of Bharat Trailblazers. Pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.
We're at HCG Enterprises. Let's just start by asking you what differentiates you from the others in the pack when it comes to providing care for cancer patients.
So HCG is a three-decade-old organization actually.
Yeah.
And our founder chairman, Dr. Ajay Kumar, who set this up, is a practicing oncologist himself. I think in terms of state-of-art technology, he's been very passionate, and as an organization, I think we've been investing much in ahead of time. I think cancer, being a longitudinal treatment, requires to be in touch with the patient throughout the life cycle journey. And it not just impacts the patient, it also the close family and the associate also are impacted. Hence, as an organization, we offer something called as psycho-oncology, which is very unique. And this takes care of overall well-being of the patient throughout the life cycle management. We also have, in terms of diagnostics, an arm called Triesta, which happens to be a very high-end genomic testing for cancer screening. Today we are, as you would have heard, and I think it's the truth, that cancer, if diagnosed ahead of time or right in time, I think it's definitely curable. And so these are diagnostics which help us identify in case you have a likelihood of getting cancer in future. So that is also in a technology that we carry.
Like you said, preventive healthcare, right? To be able to detect cancer before it hits you. What is the role that technology really is playing in reshaping this sector? Would you say some of the key trends that have played out in the last few years?
So I think AI, the latest on the block, we keep hearing it all across. Even in healthcare, I think it's playing a large role. We very clearly are able to engage with a customer, educate a customer, and thereby empower a customer, because today the cancer, as I said, is a longitudinal nature, and a customer needs to keep following up and keep looking at the treatment protocols. So this technology today, a digitization that we've adopted, helps him manage his health and his well-being much ahead of time.
Okay, so the overall holistic care of a patient, thanks to technology, is way better today than it was before. But what about HCG itself? Why did you decide to undertake this digital transformation, and what have been the results of that transformation exercise, if you could share for us?
Sure. So what we realized that we need to be, it's the patient experience and care which is of utmost importance as an organization, and for any caregiver, that's the most important aspect. When we look at these aspects, I think we figured out that digitization, transformation is the only way we can be in touch with our customers throughout, and that's the way we can manage even. So like HCG as an organization has a vast presence across tier 2 and tier 3 towns, unlike many other healthcare providers. And when we do that, what happens is the customers are coming from far-flung areas for treatment. And we have championed the hub and spoke model, as a result of which we can stay in touch with the customers even after the initial care of treatment, he or she has gone back. You can still be in touch with the customer through these digital platforms and ensure the well-being at all times.
So as a cancer care provider, of course, you're investing in state-of-the-art technology, you're collaborating with research institutes and so on to provide the best that you can for patients. Just help us understand the role technology again is playing here to help you streamline operations to be able to serve your patients better.
So if you look at the technology today, when it comes to diagnosis, there is enough and more advanced technology that is available. When it is coming to the way patient experience is managed, the patient could come to us through multiple channels, right? I mean, he could try calling us a contact center, he could try reaching us on the board line, he could try reaching us through email. There are multiple channels how a customer today tries to reach for healthcare. And unless we are digital ready and are available and offer him the seamless experience across these channels, I think I'm not going to create an experience with the customer, and that's very, and even for long term, because when you have to follow up on your treatment protocols, it's only these digitization that helps you keep a record and put timely interventions into
and also have this omni-channel communication channel open with the patients. If you could tell us about that, how you're making advancements in that.
So we've realized that when it comes to call center, etc., when customers reach out, or our website, or the social media where a customer reaches out from us. So I think omni-channel, we need to offer him the seamless experience, and which is exactly what we're using this technology. In fact, we've recently partnered with Salesforce, and we've deployed their CRM, which is a customer relationship management, along with integrated with cloud telephony, which helps us reach out and manage our customers much more better.
But how are you optimizing your sort of a contact center, which is the first sort of touch point for patients? Any metrics you could share with us about the kind of efficiency you've seen since you've adopted more digital in your processes?
So see, if you look at, it's the call abandon rate, or the first time resolution, or maybe closure of appointment requirement in next 5 minutes. These are the key aspects that we look at when we look at call center management. And when we look at, and it's no different from any other call center operations, it's very similar, but the sensitivity has to be higher because it's health. And when we look at these aspects, I think with integration of cloud telephony and the CRM, we've been able to offer far better turnaround times to our patients, and I think we are seeing that in the terms of feedback coming back to us as well.
So when you're studying customer data, you're getting real-time insights. How is the patient outcome getting improved thanks to these processes?
So I think continuity of care, the missing of treatment protocols is something which is very, very critical when it comes to oncology as a burden. This digitization helps us do timely interventions. See, we've been already on the forefront of clinical technology, but with this digital transformation that we've recently adopted in terms of hybrid integration of technology, I think has helped us be in touch with our patient much ahead of time.
Speaking of outcomes, an important strategy for any organization, of course, is also marketing.
Right.
What is the role of automation in marketing that you've seen, especially when you talk about this omni-channel communication with patients?
So I think it is clearly, you have many platforms, many tools available, but I think clearly through the integration that we've done, we are able to give targeted communications to the targeted audience, and thereby conveying and creating awareness in terms of the messaging that we want to do.
So, we've spoken a lot about how you're using and working with data, and this is sensitive data that you're working with.
Correct.
So we want to understand, how do you balance, on one hand, using technology to use this data for better outcomes, and on the other hand, ensuring data security and privacy? Do you often face, sort of a trade-off?
Yeah. So I think we've been extremely careful and particular on this aspect. We as an organization realize the sensitivity and the privacy of customer data. Within the framework, we've always gone ahead to look at how we can ensure and create guardrails around this, and as a result of today also, we as an organization are ISO 27001 2022 certified, which ensures that none of this data is getting exposed or going out of the system.
Okay, so because that must be priority number one for sure.
Absolutely.
Finally, let me ask you, Vineesh, a 3-decade-old organization that HCG has now built. What does the next decade hold? What are some of the emerging technologies that could reshape the future of healthcare as we know it today?
So I think we're very positive about the future. We're confident about the investments in the infrastructure and the technology that we made ahead of time. We're future poised and future ready. And always will have the endeavor as an organization to look at how we can look at modernization and digitization at every step forward, so that we add experience to our set of patients.
Would there be any particular technologies you're most excited about when it comes to changing the face of healthcare?
So today, cancer, as I said, is a long-term treatment, and people often keep moving from one location to other. Often they don't have their medical records, etc. Today we are also shortly going to be launching an app for our patients, where our patients could store the entire medical records during the course of the treatment, prior to treatment, which will have enough and more interventions as far as the reminders for future follow-ups are concerned, including the e-pharmacy module, which also, because as I said, a lot of our patients come from the rural geography where you do not have the system or drugs availability. Because of the e-pharmacy module, we'll be able to reach out to our patients in a far structured manner.
Vineesh, thanks very much for your time here on CNBC TV 18. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and thank you for sharing all your insights with our viewers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and on that note, it's a wrap from us. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.